So the first thing that I do before I even put my conditioner in is I get my hair all wet and like soaking wet, and I brush it through with my diamond brush to like clump the curls and try and get rid of as many frizz as possible, and just get it detangled. And then after that, I take my shampoo and I rub it just all over my scalp. And after that, I brush my hair again in case it has got any tangles in it. I make sure it's soaking wet first because if it's not, then it just gets extra frizzy, and I don't want that. Especially because I have wet frizz. So yeah. And then I put my conditioner in, and I usually after I put it in, I'll just twirl it like that so the curls can start to form, and also just so it stays put. And then I like wash my face and stuff like that while it dries or sits. Yeah. Okay, so once my hair is soaking wet and washed, then I brush it again, just with tension, like that, so you can see the curls clumping. And I'll do it with the other side. And I section my hair out just because I have really thick hair. And if I don't do that, then I won't get all of my hair with the product. So just get all of that. I take my curl cream, just like that much maybe, and either break it through or do my praying hands. I like praying hands better, to be honest. It works better like that. Then after that, I take my mousse, and just a tiny bit because, yeah. And I mostly just want that on the scalp. I can still put it down here too, but most of it just on the scalp. Yeah. Then I do the other side. And then usually after my mousse, my hair gets tangled. I don't know what it is, but something about it. So then I brush it through again. Also, it just makes sure that the product gets on every single strand of hair. Then I take some gel and just run it through my hair. Just every once in a while, scrunch it with the gel. Just get it all on there. I'm gonna take the top half of my hair and do the exact same thing. I did the top and my hair looks like this. There's not a lot of volume at the top, so sometimes there is. So sometimes, but when there's not, I will put the top in a claw clip sometimes and just let it sit like that. Or I'll just put volume spray on my roots. But yeah, so after that, I just scrunch it. So I go like that. Try to do it really slow so I don't get more frizz than I need. And if I feel like it, I'll take my curl enhancing smoothie and just take a tiny bit and scrunch it throughout my hair. You want to make sure that you hear the squish, or else it's not gonna work. It's gonna be more frizzy than you want it, and it's gonna be less curly than you want it. So then you just scrunch for a little bit, and if there are any parts that are getting really frizzy or aren't curly enough, then you can finger roll it or brush it with the diamond brush a special way, and then you can just scrunch that one until it gets to what you need to be. And if my curls are getting too stringy, sometimes I will run them through with the brush again, just to clump them and make them less stringy, and it'll end up looking more like that than like that. And then they'll end up being more defined and just more clumped. But with this method, I'm trying to not scrunch it too much to the point where it just gets a bunch of excess frizz, because I'm going to be putting it up in a t-shirt on the top of my head, and when it's on the top of my head and all scrunched up, it's resting like this. So yeah. So today I'm not going to diffuse my hair because I'm going to just leave it on the t-shirt on top of my head until it dries, because that's really my favorite method right now. It helps it stay not frizzy but also defined. And so I'm just gonna do that right now and probably sleep on it overnight, or just leave it in until it dries. But when I do diffuse my hair, I just take the cup on high strength and low heat, so cool. And I'll just take it and cup it, hold it for about like 20 seconds, and then go out and go do my other hair. And then I'll just repeat the same thing over and over again until it's dry enough that it can air dry in like 10-20 minutes. So yes, that's what I do with my diffuser, but I try not to like ruffle it too much, because that just creates a lot of extra frizz. So this is my hair wet. It's still pretty damp. It's like barely dry, and that's what you want it to be when you put your product in and stuff, because it's just the best state. So this is what it looks like right now. It's still not too curly, but in the morning or later today, it will be. With my t-shirt, I'm gonna put it on like any flat surface, and the sleeves are gonna be closest to me, and the end of it's gonna be at the end. And I flip my hair over my head. I'll just like scrunch it a little bit before I put it down, and then one sec, and then put it directly in the middle of the t-shirt. I take the end and I wrap it over my head, and then I make sure that my hair is like not peeking out on the sides. And then I'll take the sleeves, wrap it around the back, and tie the sleeves together. And then I just keep it in this all night, or just like over a couple hours until I feel like it dries. My hair takes a really long time to dry. It doesn't really even dry all the way overnight. So yeah, I just leave it in as long as it needs to dry. And honestly, I take it out early sometimes, and then I just diffuse it the rest of the way, or air dry it. So here's what it looks like in the morning. I just took it out of the t-shirt probably like 10 minutes ago. And it's a little like flat, as you can see, and it's mostly because it's in a gel cast right now, so it's like very crunchy. It's also not fully dry in the back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scrunch it out. I'll take some hair oil probably too, and take some oil and use that to scrunch it out with, and just make sure that there's not any crunch left. And then here's what it looks like. I also shook my head, like put my hair over and shook my hair. And it still doesn't have a lot of volume, but I didn't put the spray in last night or do really anything to make it have volume, but that's okay. I'll just do something later. But yeah, this is how it turns out.